This video was sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can visit their store by using my referral link in the description below. All right. Do we have any of the cards here that really make you want to go in a certain direction? I mean, Phyrexian Obliterator is pretty cool. Like, if you can make a mono black, like, aggro-y kind of deck work, obviously it's absurd. You basically have to be mono black, even in cube, but obviously it's a big problem creature. You know, Elvish Reclaimer is pretty sweet if you end up with, like, Field of the Dead stuff. Welcoming Vampire is good if you're, like, mono white aggro. I mean, Lolth is nice, but I don't love the control decks in this format. I think they can be perfectly viable, but it feels more like the aggro and combo strategies and like the sacrifice deck and the ramp deck. Like all of those seem to be better than the control decks are on average. I'm tempted to take the Obliterator. It's just such a cool card. I mean, mono black aggro isn't really a thing in this cube. Like, it can be, I guess, and maybe we'll try to make it happen just because the Obliterator is so cool. Yeah, I'm going to do it. You know, maybe Welcoming Vampire or, like, Llanowar Visionary is the safer pick, but let's just go with the Obliterator, see what we can do here. All right, well, if we are going to be mono black aggro, Knight of the Ebon Legion is the kind of thing you want, that's for sure. Icing Death is really nice top curve if you end up in like a white aggro deck. Battlecry Goblin is a great card for the mono red aggro deck. I'm leaning towards just taking the Knight here. It's just a great one drop, and it can become very large very easily. So I think that's where I'm going to go here. See if we can keep getting, like, black aggro cards like these two. Alright, well, we do have another card that really pays us off for being mono black, which is pretty exciting. Shadow Spear is quite nice and is probably maybe the more responsible pick. It's nice, cheap equipment that makes any creature into a threat. Plus, I got, you know, decent removal, but I think I'm just going to grab Ayara. We're just kind of going the wacky mono black route right now, and I'm okay with it. You know, if we can be a monocolored deck, and you often can in this cube, these two cards are going to be pretty powerful. I think the trickier part might be finding more low curve black cards. So, and we are kind of at a point now where we like have to be mono black because these two cards are basically, they're close to being, you can't play them. The good news is this format has a lot of fixing, so if we pick up like black dual lands that are still black sources of mana, we could play, you know, some other stuff. Yeah, black 2-drop that costs black would be pretty funny here, wouldn't it? To add to the to what we've got going. Okay. Well. We could think about fixing. Morbid Opportunist is quite good. It's a nice little card drawing engine. It's definitely not aggressive. And same thing with Liliana. She's alright, but definitely not aggressive. I could take one of them anyway. Or I could take like Godless Shrine so that I have a dual land that might let us play some white cards. Heroic Reinforcements is pretty great for the red-white deck. Demon Bolt's obviously pretty good. I mean, maybe we don't go in an aggro direction, I guess. I think I want the Opportunist more than I want Liliana. Okay, well, here's another great aggro card for this deck. Little 2-drop that won't stay dead. I do like Giant Killer a lot. I like all of the things that are like creatures and removal spells. This is pretty nice for ramp. So, we have Scrounger and 2 pretty good removal spells. I think I'm just going to take the Scrounger, though. It is a nice, you know, it's not technically black, but it is kind of functionally black. Ranger class is quite good, too, but let's take the Scrounger, see what happens there. Alright, and then there's this pack, which isn't one we're super excited about. It doesn't even have a dual land for us. Demonic Pact only works in a deck that really gets there on being like a wacky, slow deck. I don't think you have a donate effect in the format. If you did, that would be a fun combo, but I don't think there is one. Helm of the Host is quite strong, and certainly could just be what we pick up here. It's another card that's not exactly, aggressive, but it does do some things. And yeah, putting it on Ayara or Obliterator already seems pretty hilarious. Because remember, the copy's not legendary, so the other Ayara would come in and drain 2 every turn, for example. We could just take Fixing 2, but Helm of the Host is cool enough. Okay, so it's not looking great for this mono-black aggro plan that I was trying to make work, is it? We're seeing all of these things that are, in fact, not black, or certainly not aggressive. Cruel Reality is black. It's also not that good, though. So the Surveyor's not bad as Fixing goes. And yeah, I gave Helm of the Host an F in Dominaria Limited, it's true. I actually put out a video today about the cards that I missed the most on, and it was either number 1 or number 2, I don't remember. I'm just going to take Fixing. I mean, land Fixing I think is a little better than the Surveyor at this point. Okay, Foul Play is kind of what we're interested in. Icy Manipulator is not bad. We could also take Temple of Malice, but I think Foul Play seems all right. Yeah, we'll take Foul Play. Okay, well, here's an aggressive black card that came back to us. That's a good sign. We'll grab that. Poppet Stitcher's pretty sweet. Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably just where we go here out of these cards. Alright, we'll take a free land here. Makes it easier for us to play, like, a couple red cards or whatever. Unfortunately, the Ketria Triumph doesn't produce black, but... I'm sorry for the spoiler. Kiki is on fire. Dromoka's Command's nice, but I think we'll just grab another land. We went definitely a suboptimal route here, going with a deck that isn't really a thing, but we're going to try to make it a thing. These are both pretty nice little utility cards. I guess it's more likely I find a way to play this, since it's, one color. There's that Demonic Pact we don't really want. We'll take... I mean, I'm not going to play a farmland. Let's just grab Demonic Pact. Maybe we end up with something wacky going on here. I don't know. Okay, so not really anything aggressive here for us. Professor Onyx is quite good, but you kind of need to be a spell-heavy deck to utilize her. I mean, there's definitely some nice cards here. Glasspool Mimic's not a bad thing to have. Hornet Queen is great if you can reanimate or ramp into it, and those are things you can do in this format. Not something we're currently doing, but it is something you can do. Yeah. I don't know. I guess maybe it's just Professor Onyx. Yeah, I mean, there's great control cards here. Multiple choice, Lier, Shark Typhoon, etc.
Liliana Vess?
That wasn't
that name before.
That wasn't cringy or awkward at all. Okay, so Gifted Aetherborn's a great 2-drop, and it does finally round out our 1 black mana, 2 black mana, 3 black mana, 4 black mana plan, which is kind of funny. Mire Triton's not bad either, though definitely better if you're like ramping, or not ramping, but reanimating. Angel of Invention is great, and is kind of one of the signposty cards, like, especially in like pack 1, if you see this going into like a white aggro deck is a good call. We'll just take the Aetherborn here. Okay, so, wow. Embercleave is another pretty signposty card, and that is interesting, isn't it? Could I turn into a black-red aggro deck? I mean, if I did, I'd have to lose a bunch of things, but Embercleave is crazy strong. If we're sticking in black, we do have a good removal spell, decent, kicker inscription, and in Burial Rites, if we ended up wanting to reanimate stuff, and maybe we do. We do have one Godless Shrine, so right now I don't think I'm that interested, but so this is, Embercleave definitely the best card in this pack, but I think we'll go with Poison the Cup. We could use the removal to begin with, yeah. Cursebound Witch. Okay. Well, seems like a decent little one-drop with the various things she can give us. I think I'm down. I like that idea. This needs like an enchantment or a reanimation theme to be good. Kaya is quite good. If you are a control deck in this format, Kaya is a pretty great win condition. Yeah, we'll grab Cursebound Witch here. Kaya is good. It's for sure true, but I don't think we're really interested in going that route at this point. If we can just pick up cheap black cards, I think we're all about that, basically, at this point. Okay, so we do have Gutter Bones here. I have, like, a decent feeling that it's going to wheel, though. And I might just take Crystalline Giant instead. Because it's just, like, a really nice 3-drop to have around. It does a whole bunch of stuff. Gutter Bones is good, too, but I have a feeling it'll wheel. If it doesn't, it's a little bit of a bummer, but not that big of a deal. Okay, so this isn't bad if we are splashing green. We can cast the Finality half. Right now we don't have a way to splash green. I mean, Ketria Triumph doesn't really count. Acquisitions Expert is okay, but it's not going to be great in this deck. I'm kind of interested in Find Finality. I mean, I think the Find half will be great for getting back creatures. I mean, it's definitely a grindier as opposed to control card, but the other options aren't amazing. This would be a nice land to help us play Find Finality. Yeah, we'll take it. I don't know that we'll end up playing it, but it has some decent upside. Okay, so like in an ideal world, we're like a sacrifice deck with Yawgmoth. We've also got Elspeth's Nightmare, which isn't a bad saga. But I think he's going to be pretty good either way. He does combo with Morbid Opportunist pretty hilariously, so I think we'll take Yawgmoth here. Okay, here's a nice black 1-drop. If we're splashing green and can play the backside, then that's cool. But if we're not, that's okay too. So we'll just grab the 1-drop. Okay, well here we'll grab Isolated Chapel. Yeah, gives us mana that might let us play another thing. Okay, Mire Triton came back. I'm cool with that. Inspector's okay, but yeah. So, splashing a white card would be pretty easy right now. Okay, well, right now we don't have anything I really want to reanimate, and we're not really a reanimation deck, but the fact that we have mana that can support Unburial Rites has me interested. Perilous Mirror, not a bad card, but I think I'm going to grab Unburial Rites, and we'll see where this draft takes us the remainder of the way. Because we've already got good mana for Unburial Rites, so see what happens. Right now, these lands aren't going to make the deck, so. Thank you for the follow, Crazy. We kind of, Cube Draft, yeah, okay, well, there's Kaya. We could definitely splash her. It might be worth doing.
This should be a nice break from Ravnica.
Village Rites, sure. What was I saying? I forgot. Oh, there are strategies you can play. You could try to win, but going a weird route like this one, mono black aggro, is pretty interesting. And I don't think you're going to end up there very often, but like Obliterator into Ayara, it's a pretty good reason to go that route. Okay, we'll take the Darkboar Pathway. Gives us a land that helps us splash green. And we do actually already have Valentin, so if we just have like another random green land at some point, we could actually occasionally cast the other side. Not that we're that interested in doing it, but hey, it's upside. Because the other side, that's a nice aggro card for white. Luris, huh? What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, the other side's like a life gain payoff, and we're not exactly gaining a bunch of life, but... So, you know, this is another reanimation card, but we're not really doing that for real. Same thing with Blood for Bones. Could just take Lurrus and just play it in our main deck. I mean, it's not a bad creature, and we have enough cheap things that I'm kind of interested. Ulamog... Obviously, if we're in the ramp deck, there's some good stuff here. Ulamog and Golos are both really strong. So, you know, if this were pack one, pick one, I'd probably take Golos and try to go that route. But it is not. So we're just going to take Lurrus. Probably not play it as a companion. Just play it in our deck. Pretty much. I don't think Onyx is going to make our deck. She just doesn't do things that we want our cards to do. Here's Field of the Dead. It always sucks when you see it this late. But yeah. Citrus Supplier, good way to load our graveyard. Doom Foretold's a cool card. I think Bloodchief's Thirst seems like it's up our alley. You know, it's a cheap removal spell early that lets our early creatures get in, and then in the later part of the game it can kill anything. And Intervention's good, but definitely a little clunky. Yeah, we're seeing all these reanimation type effects now. You know, Doom Necromancer is here. Thank you for the follow, Parate Carty. I guess we'll grab Feed the Swarm. It is removal. It does feel like maybe going like mono red aggro is our best thing to do in this seat. We've seen Embercleave and Annex, which are like two of the best things you can get, but you know. We definitely need more creatures, like in an ideal world, but, you know, I'm sure we'll get there. Curve looks pretty good overall. Languish. Not exactly what we're looking for. But it is a good card. Zagoth Triome. I mean, it does give us another source of green, but maybe we should just take God Eternal Bontu. I mean, I think that's probably a decent pickup. It is a little higher on the curve maybe than we really want, and it may not make the cut in the end, but it's not like Zagoth... It has a way higher ceiling than Zagoth Triome does, so... Okay. Now we're seeing why you don't normally draft a mono black aggro deck, because you just don't see that many things that work in it. Dusk Legion Zealot's fine, and I think that's where we'll go. Yeah, good old Mana War. The skeleton is nuts, but we don't have any real way to abuse it. I mean, I guess we have like Ayara, but I don't know that that's enough. I think I'll take Dusk Legion Zealot here. Okay. So, we do still have the reanimation spell. I don't know that I care too much. Yeah, we have Yawgmoth too, but I still don't think it's enough for that card. Probably just grab Malakir Rebirth here. Just have a utility land. Yeah. Yeah, if we'd taken Doom Foretold, that would be pretty wacky. Okay. So, this is pretty sweet. If we had more of a sacrifice theme, we don't really. We probably just take Crypt Breaker. It's another good one-drop, cranks out zombies, and occasionally can draw us cards. Vraska's Contempt is good, but I kind of feel like we're doing all right on removal. We're not desperate for more, so I'm just going to take the Crypt Breaker here. Ooh, Woestrider's a great pickup. I do like Disfigure a lot, but Woestrider's good enough that I just grab it here. So, Sign in Blood's not bad. It can be sort of a pseudo-removal spell. You could also take Agadim's Awakening for another utility land. It's not a bad thing to have around. But I think Sign in Blood might just be better for us. In Mono Black especially, where it's easy for us to cast it. There's Doom Foretold. And Stitcher's Supplier. And Field of the Dead. Yeah, when it shows up this late, it's like, yeah, I can't really do that. So this is interesting, because we do have green mana. And the Search for Blex half does do a thing. It's not amazing, though. We'll take it, but yeah, I mean, doubt it makes the cut. Yeah, nothing for us here, really.
It's a beautiful day for chaos.
Okay.
Isn't it?
So, we do get a Zagoth Triumph if we decide to play it. Yeah, well, getting Golos and Field of the Dead that late in the draft, it is hard to make them work, unfortunately. Sucks for everybody who was in this pod that they showed up that late. Yeah, it does seem like a lot of the synergy decks didn't get drafted, though. Like, we saw a lot of sacrifice stuff and Field of the Dead and stuff like that, but... Okay, so... we probably need to lower our curve if we want to be an aggro deck. That much is clear. I don't think Blex will be making the cut. The question is whether we're really a Helm of the Host deck. Also, whether we want to splash Kaya. I think we do. We're definitely not running 5 planes to do it, but we have Godless Shrine, Isolated Chapel. Guess we don't have that much that helps us splash her. I mean, we have a little bit. We probably don't bother. You know, we could run green just to maybe. Yeah, this does look more mid-rangey. I mean, that's kind of where we had to end up. It's true. I mean, we're still pretty aggressive, but we definitely have a lot of mid-rangey value things we can do too. I think we probably do play Kaya in the end. I think we don't want to play that Triome, though. Or this Pathway. I mean, I guess it's basically a strictly better for us, but the only other card we have, it needs double green, right? Our Valentin. Yeah, what's the point? So, we're not going to play it. We'll just play these two. We can actually cut one swamp because of Malakir Rebirth, if we want to. I think maybe we do. Yeah. And then, yeah, we'll leave Kaya in. And don't think we really want to cut anything on this part of the curve. I think we're kind of looking at Yawgmoth. We're not really doing the thing with the Yawgmoth. Oh, I do have one more black-white land. Good. Thank you. I felt like I did. That's good. Then we can cut one with the swamp, yeah. Oh yeah, we definitely don't need... we don't even really need any planes. I think three dual lands is enough for Kaya. And then we just 8, 9, 10, 11... 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, yeah. That'll make our mana much, much better. So, than what it was trying to make us do just to play Kaya. It gets confused by hybrid mana. So, I think Yawgmoth is probably the thing to cut. He needs enough going on to do his thing. I mean, God Eternal Bantu will be good no matter what. And, you know, so will Kaya. And Helm of the Host, it's a little clunky, but if we do get it going... Obviously, it's completely absurd. Like, no matter what we put it on, things are going to get silly. So, yeah. All right. We may not have drafted the best deck for our seat, but I think it's going to be an interesting deck. Trying to make mono black aggro work. Didn't really pan out, but I think we ended up with a pretty good mono black deck. I think it can sort of operate on an aggressive axis as well as a more... mid-rangey one if it needs to, which might mean be a nice way of saying we're not focused enough on either of those things, but but we'll see. Right, pretty good hand. Yeah, mono black really isn't a thing in the cube, is why you haven't seen it. You know, it's too bad. They could make it a thing. Where's Grey Merchant of Asphodel? That would have been really nice for our deck. I think I'm going to lead with Aetherborn and just start trying to go for the beatdown. You know, the Zealot will draw us a card later, which is nice. So, I think I like going this route. Just playing the aggressive creature. Ooh, good draw. So maybe since we just played this and drew this, next card will be Obliterator? Isn't that how that works? I think that's how that works. They might kill it, but I don't think we care too much. I mean, you know, I'd rather they didn't, but... Are they gonna 2-for-1 them? What? I don't understand why they did that. Huh. Okay, well, whatever. I think that was a mistake. Okay, so... the options. So... I could just foretell this and then cast it on their turn. If I attack them here... they will find a way to kill our stuff, some of our stuff, but maybe I just play the Opportunist and attack. Honestly, drains 1, and then the Opportunist will draw me a card if they kill one of these. So... seems pretty good. I could just Thirst and attack for 4, but I think this is better. Yeah, I think we just swing with both. Alright, so they may do something wacky with Judith here. We'll see. Hopefully they just play a thing that we can kill with Bloodchief's Thirst. That's kind of what we want to happen here. Okay. Bontu, huh? So... do I just want to kill Judith? That's kind of the question. I think I'll attack with the Aetherborn here. Okay. In that case, I think we play our Zealot here. Okay. And we'll just leave up Poison the Cup. We won't get to Scry if we use it this way, but I think making sure we have it up is probably a good idea. So Bontu sack like our Zealot looks pretty appealing. We'd actually draw a card from this and a card from Bontu's ability. We could even give up a land, honestly. Like, we don't need... okay, well, I'm glad I left up... so, I think what we need to do here is Poison the Cup Judith in response. It does kill our Dusk Legion Zealot, but it will mean they don't have a creature to give this indestructible. Yeah. So we'll kill Judith in response. We would draw a card if they kill our Zealot, so it's not all bad. And then we can Bloodchief's Thirst the Predator. Alright. Not what I was hoping to happen there, but it happened. So yeah, Bloodchief's Thirst now. So, I mean, they could easily find a way to stabilize here. We didn't really do enough damage early. I wonder if I should have been more conservative with Ayara. All the creatures in our deck. Sort of feels like I should have been. There's our Helm. So I think we attack with Cursebound Witch here. And then play Bantu and sack them both. If they take the damage from the Witch, we get 1 free damage in, is the rationale there. The priest could start doing some pretty wacky things here. Maybe it's better to just sack one thing. Because if they do get the Edict effect going next turn, which isn't super likely with 1 card in their hand, but it is possible. If that is what happens here, we're going to be in trouble just playing Bantu, sacking both our creatures. So I think we play Bantu and sack... I guess the Witch, she does give us a card when she dies. We're also going to sack a Swamp, because who needs it? So yeah, I'll sack these 2 things. Nice, that was a pretty good pickup. So Cauldron Familiar is pretty interesting on this board. So is Bloodhunter Bat, frankly. Bloodhunter Bat just better? Yeah, probably. And then... yeah, we just play Knight of the Ebon Legion here. So this will drain 2 and give us a flyer. Which seems pretty good here. This is a hand where, like, Helm of the Host doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Like, we're trying to be the beatdown enough in this game that going the Helm route is a little clunky. I mean, we'll probably do it eventually. But this next turn, I think we'd rather play these 2 than anything else. Okay. Well, the aggro plan kind of worked. I mean, keyword is kinda. So, we sort of, got in for some damage early and then got really slowed down and mired and yeah. But we got there, so. Yeah, pretty good hand. Just a nice curve out, 1, 2, 3. We don't have much that we want this to mill, but like Woe Strider wouldn't be too bad, obviously. Etherborn and Rebirth is acceptable. Attack with them all. Play Ayara. We do have white mana for Kaya, should we draw her. Or 1 white card. Hey! That's not fair. Okay. Yeah, exile removal would be nice right about now. I think we probably still kill Woe Strider and swing out here, but obviously it's kind of... It's not optimal. But I do think it's what we're going to do. I could also just played both of those, which wouldn't have been too bad, but... They elected not to scry, which means they're blocking something, obviously. There's a very real chance they play something that's more of a problem, but I think... Oh, like that? That hurts. Okay. Freaking Languish. Okay, well... We're probably losing now, after the Languish. Pretty hard to come back from that. Especially when our opponent has that many cards in their hand. Do they go for size? No. Yeah, I don't think you do there. Ooh. It's actually a pretty good draw here. Because it lets us kill Angel of Invention, and that's always a good thing. And we draw a card. Yeah. I guess we just swing out here. If they want to double block Cursebound Witch, we get a card out of it, so we don't really care. Yeah. Glad they went with the smaller Angel of Invention there, that's for sure. Ah, crap. Okay. Well, just when it was looking like we might find a way, our opponent reanimated their Angel. Okay, so let's sign in blood ourselves. Not exactly what we're looking for. I know I don't draw if the witch dies like a card, but the witch's ability would draw me a card. It doesn't technically draw me a card, but it draws me a card, you know what I mean? So let's crack this clue. That could be useful. But yeah, we're not looking too good right now. We do have some outs, but our opponent just has so much more gas than we do that I'm not sure it matters. Oh boy. We have Crystalline, or not Crystalline, we have Kaya. That's our white splash. Yeah, I don't think we're coming back. They can just swing out at this point. They don't even have to worry about anything, really. I guess I'm going to double block one of these. So, the bad news is, this getting crude and attacking also bolts something. So... Unless we get a plus and plus one counter on Crystalline Giant here, we're pretty much dead. Because they'll bolt it, swing out again. We did not. We got Reach, which would be good if Sky Sovereign wasn't on the table, but it is. So we'll just end our turn, leave our mana up, maybe make them concerned that we might do a thing. The annoying thing is, even if we did kill the Angel, they can just reanimate it again. So, you know. Oh yeah, Hexproof would have worked. True. So we had two things that would have worked. Didn't get them. Yeah, so they're gonna crew that, attack, bolt our giant. Actually, can they just do like lethal to us if they bolt us? No, not because of reach. They can't actually. Yeah, they kill our giant. We go to 2. I I guess I'm going to block with my Witch and hope I get to draft something amazing, but I don't think that's where we're headed. Good old Languish. Interesting. I mean, it's not perfect for this board, but it's pretty good. There's Kaya. That's interesting. So, I don't think there's any way for me to survive, sadly. Even though I can kill 4 things here. Like, I can Witch's Vengeance, name Servos, play Kaya, and exile this, but we still take lethal. I can Witch's Vengeance and name... Especially because I can just reanimate the Angel again. Yeah, we can't play both anyway, so we're dead. Yeah, I mean, we had a pretty good start in that game, but that Languish, you know, we do have a ton of, not a ton, but we have several recursive creatures, and getting one of them early would have made a big difference because when they languished, everything they killed was going to stay dead forever. So, yeah. Where's our Obliterator? Come on, that's the whole reason we did this. Let's get an Obliterator. Yeah, I mean, this is a keep. We've got an Ayara in our opening hands. That's been cool. I don't love having Kaya in my opener, but it's okay. I'll be okay. Ooh. So, I think now that we drew Valentin, we probably play him. He's like the more aggressive one-drop. So, yeah. In the sense that he has Menace, mostly. Like, even if they play a blocker, we're likely to be able to get through. And we'll play Mire Triton. You can definitely play around Languish, but yeah, it's a little tricky. Interesting. I mean, I kind of think maybe I just attack here and see what happens. I can use Foul Play on it if I want to, but if I attack here, they can't block this, and they can block this, but it has Death Touch, so I think we just go for it. Yeah. Do I just want to play Ayara? It's probably better to get rid of Morbid Opportunist while I can, I guess. We don't have the mana to make a Pest, unfortunately, but we will play a Cursebound Witch. So here, if they do hit us with Languish, we at least get some value out of our Witch. Hopefully they don't hit us with Languish. But, yeah, it could happen. So, do I want to play my Giant? I kind of think I do. I could try to play around Languish, but I'd rather my Giant go down than Ayara. So I'm just going to do it. First strike it is. Do they have Languish? No, but they do have a Lyra, so we really need white mana now. In case you're wondering. Alright, so... If we can get white mana, I mean, I think we can close this thing out. If we don't... Well... We're gonna be in trouble. First strike is not fun for me. So she can even survive Languish. So if they have a Languish, we're really gonna be in trouble here. Let's hope they don't. We did get hexproof. Valentin will attack. Yeah, I think I'm gonna crack the clue. I don't really want to add anything else to the board if I can help it. Although, obviously, Ayara's ability will help us drain them out quickly, but if they do have a sweeper here, like Languish, we're just going to be dead. And if we hold on to Ayara, we at least have a little bit of an outside chance. So, I'm going to crack the clue here. Okay, we drew a land, so we could still play one of them if we want to. I mean, playing the Opportunist isn't bad. We would get to draw a card off of the effect. Yeah, let's just do it. I mean, they Languish, and we get to draft a card and draw a card from our Opportunist, which isn't too bad. It's looking kind of good, though. Like, they're in desperation mode a little bit. I would be happy if that was the case. Okay. What do they go after here? Our giant? Opportunist. Yeah, that makes sense. Ooh, good. A recursive creature. That's what we're talking about. Alright. You can fly now. It's cool. Valentin will attack. And yeah, we'll definitely play Woe Strider here. So now if they Languish, we also get to scry a bunch, which is cool. Okay, well, that is not great news. We really need our white mana. So, Woe Strider's gonna sack its goat. God Eternal Bantu. I'm not sure you do enough for me here. I mean, you do a lot, but what I really need is white mana. More than anything. And we have 3 more sources in our deck. I mean, Bantu does give us a creature who can be a pretty nice clock in terms of doing damage, and probably find us white mana. I mean, I guess we leave it. Yeah. Alright, so let's go to combat. Do you have Death Touch? You do have Death Touch. Cool. So... They can definitely trade with our giant, but I think I'm okay with that. Alright, so we play Bantu here. And I think we give up Swamp Witch. Aha! The white mana has been found. Interesting. I mean, I need to be able to do more damage because we know they have Approach of the Second Sun. So we need to do as much damage as possible, and I'm not sure this drain effect is going to be enough. It does only cost 2, so that's cool, but I kind of feel like the bat, again, is a better option. Yeah, we'll take the bat. And end our turn. Can we finish them before they finish us? I mean, if we play Kaya and kill Lyra, I'd say we have a good shot. And it does look like that's what we're going to do here. So the Celestis does dig them deeper and get them closer to their approach. Which I don't love, but... Okay. So, yeah, we play Kaya.
Time to focus. I got a job.
Get out.
Nice. I didn't actually do the math. I didn't think it was going to be exactly lethal. I thought they were going to be able to survive one more turn, but they did not. Definitely feel more mid-rangey than anything. Hi, Grayson. I think this cube's been pretty fun. The cube's always fun. It's a nice change of pace, you know, for a little bit. Very slow hand overall for this deck, but I do still think we are kind of have to keep it. Yeah, we're definitely not going to be the beatdown in this game, which probably doesn't bode well. Oh, that helps, though. So... we attack. Thank you for the follow, FK Yorimoto. This will drain them for 1. We do have answers, which is cool. Brainstorm. Thank you for the follow, Perry Agente. So, we're probably just going to be playing Rebirth as a spell at some point, I would guess. So we have plenty of lands. Our deck doesn't really need more than 5. So, yep, they do get to Brainstorm, Fabled Passage. You know, it feels like we're in Legacy Cube. So powerful. It's one of the sneaky, powerful things in Magic that I think someone who, the uninitiated, like, Legacy player or a Cube player would be like, "Why? What's so good about that?" And it's like, well, they just drastically increase the power of their card selection. Which, yeah, it's hard to grasp. So they're a ramp deck, which the ramp decks are pretty fun. So I would lose 3. I mean, I can attack through this, which is great. Yeah, they don't have the city's blessing, but the ability to play extra lands is kind of a problem. We'll attack. And then I think we use Feed the Swarm. See if they protect it somehow. No. And then do I want to foretell Poison the Cup? Probably. It is a little bit of a bummer in Cube. Like, our opponent has a very good idea of what we foretold. You don't have nearly as good of an idea. Makes me wish I'd left my Rebirth up. Yeah, now I really wish I'd left my Rebirth up, because I'm not doing anything. Take that. So, we're not in good shape here. I can tell you that much. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, they got some good stuff here. The Prismatic Bridge. They don't quite have the mana to play it, at least. Maybe they won't get it, but they might. Oof. Yeah, we're just getting all our removal, which, like, you know, could be worse, but I mean, do I want to kill this Spectral Sailor, rather? Probably not. I will attack with my Dusk Legion Zealot, though. And end our turn. Yeah, I mean, if we don't draw our creatures, you know, gonna be kind of hard to mount some sort of action. When we poison the cup something, we will get to scry, so that's cool. Ooh, I didn't realize. Okay. It's kind of a bonkers mana rock. Mana rock with card selection. Alright, so I think we probably poison the Cup Rata here. We get to scry. Neither of you are great, but you are creatures. And I guess cranking out zombies seems pretty good. Maybe I don't really want the Witch. Cryptbreaker doesn't seem bad, though. I guess we'll leave it. I'm sure they're about to play, like, Ulamog or something. And there's not really anything we can do about that. Yeah, they need one more mana. There it is. So if they have Ulamog or Tibalt, that's bad too. The only good news is I can kill Tibalt with Bloodchief's Thirst, and that makes a big difference.
It's palpable. I can work with it.
Yeah, not technically dying because it gets exiled. But they do get our Cryptbreaker before we can do anything about it, which kind of is sad. Okay. So, you know, attack Tibalt with my Zealot does mean the Cryptbreaker will be gone. The bad news is they have all of these mana sink things going on. But yeah, I mean, I think we do it. If they decide to block, they decide to block. We at least get rid of that creature. I guess, you know, I definitely should have rebirthed there. That was stupid of me. Like, when are we going to get to use it otherwise?
Oh, but we were having such fun.
Okay. If we don't get our Obliterator before we lose 3 games, I'm going to be pretty sad. Ah, there's Ulamog. Yeah. Okay. I don't think we have an out. Their deck is sweet. Yeah, Ramp is fun in Cube. Just like, you know, you never get to play something like this in normal limited. But in Cube... Timeless Witness. The new Eternal Witness. Oh, good, yeah. Yeah, they have all this recursion for if you do deal with their thing they ramped into. Kaya can actually deal with Ulamog. That's interesting. So we have to hope they don't exile our isolated chapel. But even if we do kill Ulamog, we might still lose, so... Yeah. Do I want to attack here? If they get our chapel. I'm kind of hoping they don't. I wish I had some other random permanent for them to hit, though. So, because I don't, it's pretty close to a guarantee that they hit our chapel, unfortunately for us. But maybe they get a little reckless here, because they're like, I just cast Ulamog. Okay. They don't. We have a little bit of a chance, because we have a turn to draw what we need, but even then, there's a good chance we lose here. Okay. Well, hey, we're probably still going to lose, but anytime you get to kill Ulamog, it feels pretty good. The problem is, even if we kill Ulamog, Tybalt comes down next turn, but... So that's not fun. So they're going to play Tybalt, have it come down. Yeah. Yeah. They'll exile a card from our library, I guess, and then just attack Kaya to kill her. Too bad it doesn't work. This doesn't work on, oh yeah, they also just have that. So maybe that's what they do. Bye-bye, Kaya. It's too bad I don't have a kill spell, but... Yeah, mill is a win condition, I guess, but there's no way we're gonna mill them before they kill us. Oh, how heartbreaking is that? I'm gonna have to concede before I let someone else cast our Obliterator that we haven't been able to cast so far. It wouldn't have won us the game even if we drew it, but when we haven't gotten it at all, and then our opponent exiles it off the top and can cast it on their next turn. That part's not so fun. This deck's doing about how I expected, which is kind of okay. You know, we went with a not super good archetype. But it's been fun, you know. Doing wacky things is part of the fun of Cuban. Trying to draft mono black aggro or whatever is pretty cool. Hey. Okay. I mean, it'd be nice to get some early drops. You know, the bad news is there are a lot of things that can kill an Obliterator. So just having an Obliterator, not usually enough. We would need, like ideally we'd have a curve out and then play Obliterator. Like, that's what we want to happen here. But, we'll see if that happens or not. We sure, the last couple of games, you know, for a deck running 16 lands, we've sure flooded out. Another ramp deck. Oh my god. This deck, I mean, it's not a great deck, but I do think the inability to draw creatures these last couple of games has been rough, to say the least. I can kill her with Foul Play, so I'm not sure I want to use Poison the Cup on her. Although if I use Poison the Cup, I can then play my Obliterator, which is pretty sweet. I mean, I guess we're gonna do it. The Scry is quite nice. I mean, I think we probably want both of these. Turn 4 Obliterator, turn 5 God Eternal Bond 2 seems pretty spicy, right? And then the Opportunist can set up some value. We get to cast it! Let's see if they can kill it. We're gonna sack at least one swamp, and I may even sack 2 when I play Bantu. Yeah, that's not good. Field of the Dead? Probably? Maybe? Or maybe they're just trying to set up the 5 mana they need. Yeah, Field of the Dead. Alright. So, Obliterator's gonna attack. I'm sure they take 5. Then we'll play God Eternal Bantu. And we'll give up 2 swamps. Nice. So we did get an answer for Golos. We have 2 pretty scary creatures out that could get us there, for sure. Pack one, pick one was Obliterator. That's why we decided to go kind of off the beaten path to a mono-black aggro deck. Which we're not really. More mid-range, but... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they've only got 5 lands. They can't quite get a token here, which is good. Languish doesn't do the job on this board. Okay. Well, that's about to be a 6/6. I might have to kill it now with our Thirst. I probably do, and then just swing with both our creatures. Does leave them with Golos, but... Oh yeah, that'll give us some decent reach, Ayara will. So yeah, I think we Blood Chief's Thirst Ulvenwald Hydra here. Attack with both. Can't really block either of them. And they go to 2. And hopefully we can finish the job with Ayara. Yeah, they do need... They need 1 more land and Field of the Dead will trigger. So... If I draw a land and I can go Foul Play, Visionary, that's going to be pretty good. They have 4 mana left. Pretty sweet 1-2 punch. I mean, we didn't get any of our early creatures, but turn 4 Obliterator, turn, and then Bantu is just nasty. Okay, so if we draw a land, I probably just Foul Play Visionary and attack them with my Menace creature and hope that kills them. Okay, it won't kill them. We know the answer now. Yeah. Okay. So let's Foul Play the Hydra. Attack them with Bantu. They have to double block or die. So we get to kill Golos. And then we'll drop them to 1. That was tricky for them to decide what to do there because the Obliterator is... probably is right to kill the Obliterator because they were in a situation where they had to block. And while it would be easier to block the Obliterator because it doesn't have Menace, it would just destroy their whole board. So it looks like we're going to win. We just play our Opportunist and drain them the last. Oh, no, they can actually fight Ayara here. Yeah, they have the mana to fight Ayara. In which case, we don't win yet, but we would have another pretty good attack. Okay. I don't think they can win. Yeah, we just play our Opportunist and drain them the last life now. We could even sign and blood them if we wanted. Alright, we got to 3 wins! Three wins with this deck is a victory. I think. 3 victories, to be exact. See if we can finish in the green, even. Yeah, that Obliterator into Bantu was a pretty nasty 1-2 punch against, like, a ramp deck that's just sort of spinning its wheels. Another hand where we didn't get any of our early drops, but it's an okay hand. I mean, we don't have a million early drops like Mono White or Mono Red would have, but we have a decent number of them, and they just haven't been interested in showing up. So we're just sitting here with our... waiting until turn 3 to play something. I'm not too worried about that Channeler just yet. I think we just play our Giant here. Yeah, we'll play our Giant. 3 mana, 4/4. Next turn we can go Ayara Crypt Breaker, which is pretty good. Pretty gross card right there. So let's go to combat. Trample. We will attack. Yeah, then we go Ayara. Yeah, Opportunist Kill Creature is good, for sure. I'm not interested in doing it yet, but we might be. You attack better, and I guess that matters right now. Play Dread Wanderer here. We sort of went the backwards direction where we drew our 1-drops like turn 4 and 5 or whatever. I guess it was 3 and 4. But they do still let 1 double spell. That definitely matters. I think our Giant might be dead. No? Okay, this is going to be a spicy turn. So we can go... Oh, it's mana value 2 or less. Darn it. I can still feed the Swarm him, I guess. And hold on to Thirst. Because going Opportunist Thirst would be great. And we could do it on the Channeler, but yeah. I mean, we basically have the mana up. We may as well use Thirst. The only thing Feed the Swarm can't do is kill a Planeswalker. But, yeah, that's okay. Let's hope they don't play one, but... but that's okay. Then we go to combat. Lifelink, that's a good pickup. Attack with everything. Drop them to 8. The reason I used this instead of Feed is I wasn't really going to be able to do that much more if I used Feed instead. The only thing I would have been able to do is play Crypt Breaker, which would have been okay, but... Oh! I was like, hopefully they don't play a Planeswalker. We'll actually be okay here, because we drew more removal, which is good. A 5th land would have been nice because we could have done both things, but you know. So yeah, we'll feed the swarm, the dragon here. I'm trying to decide if I want to even attack Sarkhan. Because... I mean, yeah, I guess we do. The reason I'm considering not doing it is this particular turn, he's not really going to do anything. He'll become a 4/4. And that's not really going to be enough to keep them from dying. But, yeah, let's see what keyword we get, I guess. Hexproof, nice. That's a nice pickup. We've been waiting for that one. Yeah. We'll attack you in the end.
Come on.
I mean, yeah.
A dragon would rather die than lose.
Foretell poison the cup or play Crypt Breaker. Yeah, we'll go ahead and add to the board. Drops them to 7. Ayara has been our friend, that's for sure. So hope they don't have burned down the house or something. That would be real bad. We don't really want the house burned down, if we can help it. Okay. I think I play Morbid Opportunist here so that... Yeah, they do have a lot of mana up, it's true. They don't have enough spells in their graveyard to suddenly make this big. Yeah, the Sublime modal card would be ugly here. I still think we play Opportunist here, see what happens, and then attack with everything. Yep, there it is. Okay. Interesting. That's not the scariest use of that I've ever seen. So I think we foretell poison the cup here. We could leave up mana to make a zombie token, but... I think we go ahead and foretell our removal. It also means next turn, if we draw a land, we can play Ayara and then return Dread Wanderer. to our battlefield, which will drain them. So that's 2 drain. Will they play something big and scary? Not big and scary, but it does cause some issues. But because we have the ability to drain life sort of passively, and we still do, I'm not that alarmed about it. Overall. So, how many spells we got in the graveyard now? 2 now. Kaya's pretty good, but actually not, like, amazing here. Yeah. So you've got... You don't have first strike yet. There's a pretty good chance you do gain first strike. Flying would be great, too. We have a good chance to gain one of these good abilities. That's true. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so we're gonna go to combat. What do we get? We got Menace. It's not flying, but I think it seems pretty good here. And I can poison the cup to mess up any block they might try to do here. Okay. So... I guess we kill this front magmatic channeler with Poison the Cup. Yeah, I mean, a little menace creature, especially with Kaya around, seems pretty good. And, you know, that was kind of dumb, wasn't it? I could have used it. I was thinking about killing as many things as possible, but I probably should have found a way to keep our giant alive, which killing a 2-power creature would have done it, so... Okay. Well, we're gonna try to lose now. Luckily, we can get rid of Lier with Kaya.
Just gotta hunt one more monster. How hard could it be?
Yeah, we're at 40, but that punt may really end up costing us. I don't know why I fixated on killing things more than I did on anything else. That was kind of stupid of me. And especially because we've lost our life drain effect, it's going to be a lot harder to get there. Now, oh my god. Okay. Yeah, that was a punt. I mean, it was already a punt, but now we're in real trouble here. Yeah, I get that if I would have killed the golem, my creature would have lived. That's what I'm saying. I made a mistake. Okay. I've already realized this, you guys. They would have had more creatures, but keeping my golem alive was, like, way more important than anything else, so... It was definitely a misplay. These things happen. Ooh, Milling Woestrider is pretty nice. We've still got a chance here. We have 2 recursive creatures hanging out in the graveyard. They're at 2. Yeah, they would have only had the 1/3. It was definitely the better play. Like I said, I fixated on killing as many things as possible more than I did on keeping my creature alive, which was not the way to go. Especially because we just needed, like flying, we had like a 50% chance of gaining on the next turn. So I'm guessing they exile one of our creatures here, unless they got something amazing, in which case maybe they do something different. We still have a chance. Luckily our Kaya, her loyalty went low enough that it's not like she can really destroy us here or anything. And if they don't have a creature, her +1 is not very useful. They made +1 just to try to keep her around, I guess. But I think it... Yeah. Oh yeah, Sign in Blood would be a hilarious way to win, wouldn't it? Okay, that's spicy. They want to keep their Kaya alive. Yeah, makes sense. That does make sense, unfortunately, for us. Not what you're hoping for. Really? Yeah, that's not good. So we can get Woe Strider back, but it's not like that helps us a lot. They can just block with one of these and then double, you know, kill both our 1/1s. So, it's not good. I do think we still bring back our Woe Strider. But, yeah. God, it was blocked so... or distributed combat damage so stupidly. I guess I used my Poison the Cup stupidly, more accurately. Yeah, Woe Strider will help us find Sign in Blood, theoretically. It's true. So Kaya's going to take down the Woe Strider, almost assuredly. Yeah, that's not good. This is how you lose a game. We are at 40 still. That part's nice. Interesting. I guess that makes sense. Oh yeah, we haven't seen Lurrus at all, have we? Where's our friend Lurrus? I kind of forgot we even had it. Alright, so we're going to sack this. If we had mana up, we can actually combo it with... Oh no, it's only opponent's creatures. So for now, I don't think we need to sack more things. Is it one or fewer? Yeah. So we'll get back Dread Wanderer. We can actually sack it to Scry and then bring it back again? I guess we might as well. I mean, they'll know we're tapped out, but I don't think it makes that much of a difference. Hey, there's Lurrus. So when I was doing what I did with our graveyard, I definitely didn't take Lurrus into account because we hadn't seen it, and I completely forgot we even had it. I do think we bottom Lurrus here because it just doesn't do that much for us. I mean, it does give us another creature. If I was going to draw it now, I would definitely take it, but I'm not going to. I mean, I guess I can just keep getting Dread Wanderer back and scrying. I mean, that's not bad. We're going to take, what, 4, 7, 8-ish here. Maybe we do just want Lurrus. Yeah, we'll keep Lurrus on top. Yeah. So we can sack our Dread Wanderer again, like if that's our plan here. I think they'd probably take down our Woe Strider now. Uh-oh. That is not good. In case you're wondering. At least they're not goblins. Okay, so they don't take down our Woe Strider, which definitely matters. Can we find our way out of this game that I tried to throw away? bottom. Play Lurrus. Replay Dread Wanderer. See, this is where our Kaya would have been, or our triple black elf creature would have been really good. We can only do this as a sorcery, so that's why we're doing it all on our own turn, in case you're wondering. Put that on the bottom. Play Isolated Chapel. Play Dread Wanderer. And pass the turn. Yeah, we're trying to win with Sign in Blood. Good luck to us. So we do know the bottom 4. That means the top 15 is what we're looking at, basically. What is her... I'm not too worried about her ultimate. I'm really surprised they haven't wanted to kill Woe Strider at any point. Like, it's very surprising to me. Alright, so we're going to use Woe Strider here. Two or less power, huh? That's actually pretty good. Yeah. Lets us kill, like, Battlecry Goblin and get a clue, which is good. We'll leave that on top. Yeah, so we will foul play. I mean, maybe it's just better to hit the flyer. But Battlecry Goblin does some wacky things. Yeah, we'll hit the Goblin. Oh yeah, it comes back. I kind of forgot about that. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, or they could just raise its power. I'm really trying to throw this game away. Because Warkite Marauder at least would have died and I would have gotten a clue. But because of what they did, I don't even get a clue, so... Yay! So they are going to get her ultimate, but her ultimate's not that scary, I don't think. Yeah, they can get stuff back, but we still have a few turns to try to get there. Basically. So, I guess Sarkhan would be pretty scary, but since we're at 40, it's not that scary. It also is only upkeep, so they have to wait another turn. So we just got to keep scrying. I mean, we can scry almost our whole library here. What's left of it pretty quickly. I think they're probably finally going to kill something here with Kaya. After these several turns where they decided not to. Like, our Woe Strider is what's keeping us in this game. Okay, they do go for the emblem. I would much rather they go for the emblem because it doesn't do anything until the next turn anyway. Yeah, that would be pretty sweet. Bontu would be a cool draw. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we have like, what, 10? 10 cards? Yeah, having a counter would be hilarious. That's true. Gifted Aetherborn. You don't really do anything for me, so I'm just going to bottom you. Do I want to sack anything else? I probably don't really need to yet. Oh, getting back Lier would be really bad, actually. Yeah, I probably do need to go all out and try to find our Sign in Blood. Because, yeah, they'll get Lier back next turn. Okay. So, Woe Strider's going to do its thing. We're going to sack Mire Triton. Okay, Bantu will work, as long as we leave up 2 mana. So, we'll go with Bantu. Yeah, so... Play Bantu, sack 5 swamps. That actually doesn't quite get us there. Maybe... Well, I could sack 5 swamps and all of these creatures. That, I guess, would probably do it. Most likely, because we have... We know the bottom 6 cards in our library. We have 17 left. 5. I mean, we'd go for 8 cards. We don't want to sack all our lands because we need to be able to actually cast our Sign in Blood this turn. So... Oh, float the mana. Yeah, you're smart. Good call. I didn't think outside the box there. Let's see if they have a counterspell. I really may have lost this game. It feels like they must have a counterspell, right? Otherwise, they wouldn't be thinking right now. We probably don't quite lose this next turn on the bright side, but we're going to get close. Unholy Heat, huh? Well, that's not the end of the world. And in response, I can at least sack Valentin to scry. Aha! Okay. We're gonna win in a very roundabout way that I should have won several turns ago. But we are gonna do it. Oh, man. I'm glad we won anyway, but, I kind of didn't deserve to. They should have been more aggressive, I think, and I think just using Kaya to pick apart our board. I mean, they were at such low life that I guess they couldn't really start attacking that effectively, but man. Okay, we actually haven't seen Knight of the Ebon Legion so far, so that's pretty cool to get on turn 1. Obviously, it's the kind of card that can really run away with the game all on its own, and that's always nice to have. Yeah. I kind of think I want to play Mire Triton more than I want to play the Zealot. I mean, drawing a card is cool and all, but... Mire Triton makes it so these 2 creatures alone can do 3 damage. Oh, they have to do 4, so it doesn't matter that much. I still think we play Mire Triton. Okay, that's pretty good for them. Against what we're packing, although Knight of the Ebon Legion just sort of punches through that. Kind of think I might just attack with both. Let our Triton, like if they block Mire Triton, it's not really worth it. Let's just attack with Knight of the Ebon Legion here. Trying to decide if it's worth it more to pump the Knight here, or... Well, now we do for sure. If they didn't block, I might have done something different. But they did. This looks like some sort of multicolored control deck. So we probably need to at least a little bit play around sweepers. Let's try to play this Dusk Legion Zealot and see what our opponent does. Finding white mana would make me feel a lot safer because, yeah, Kaya would do her thing. Okay, so I think we probably... Do we just want to end the turn? I mean, we could try to pressure them more. It's a dangerous thing to do a little bit against a control deck, but yeah. The original Kamigawa sets I did draft, those are actually the triple champions of Kamigawa. It's not the first time I played Limited, but it was the first time where I started playing Limited like on a weekly basis. So it was a pretty good format. I mean, kind of underpowered, of course, in a lot of ways, but you know, I think the splice mechanic and soul shift and all those mechanics that are sort of maligned are actually pretty good in Limited, pretty interesting ones in Limited. So yeah, let's bring the pressure. Yeah, I might regret this a little bit, but okay. Well, if all they were doing is Supreme Willing, then I feel pretty good about what we did, but we'll see. This next turn, we can definitely play around sweepers a little by just playing our Helm or Kaya. Like, if we could get white for Kaya, she would basically... Okay, well... I was going to say, she would protect one of our creatures, but... So they did have the sweeper we didn't want them to have. However... Do I want to play Kaya or the Helm more here? I think we want to play Kaya in case they have a way to kill our Gifted Aetherborn. And, yeah, so we'll just play Kaya here.
There's no job too tough. You'll be fine. Trust me.
Yeah, that Crush the Weak did crush the weak. Yeah, Glacial Ray was really good and Limited. You are correct. So if we can get her online and just keep doing her thing, then it's going to be hard, even with everything they have, to get back in the game. The bad news is we can't really use her ultimate, excuse me, very effectively, but that's okay. So I can exile this key. It may just be worth doing in terms of mana. Because, like I just said, her ultimate doesn't do anything for us. Certainly not right now. And I'm trying to think if it ever does. I think we have maybe one or two cards it does a thing with. The new Kamigawa, I mean, you know, when the original Kamigawa came out, they weren't designing for Limited as much as they do now, where there's like archetypes and everything, like very clearly delineated ones. So it's going to be very different, obviously. Yeah, I guess she can recast herself, which is kind of funny. But we're 2 full turns away from it. Ooh, interesting. You know, it would have been cool to draw another creature to use her +1 on, but what are you going to do? Yeah, I feel like exiling this is worth it. The only thing about doing that, I suppose, is... This is legendary, actually. There you go. But the only thing about doing it is if they then play a creature I really want to kill, I'll have to give up Kaya, but it's probably still worth it. So... We'll attack them, of course. And I think we will just get rid of this mana here. Play our Helm. Seems like there's a decent chance they have a sweeper, but because of her +1, it's not really a disaster for us. I mean, we get a 1/1 token. This comes back to our hand, so she's going to let us pressure them still. We may be about to blow up our helm, which would be kind of a bummer. Okay, so Demon Bolt. Demon Bolt seems probable to me. Oh, hello. Man, Lurrus is good. So I can play Lurrus and get back our Cursebound Witch, which is pretty cool. They have blew up at all, they do. So I'm going to try to play Lurrus here. We'll see what happens. The helm costs 5 to equip, so I can't do it all, but I think it's so good. Yeah, so let's play Lurrus here. See if they counter it. They do not. So I think we then +1 put a counter on Lurrus. You know, I should have cast the Witch first to be safe here. And I am going to cast it now. Yeah, you're not equipped to anything, I know. Lurrus is another thing we can get back with Kaya's ultimate, incidentally. So unless they have... I'm going to hold on to this to bluff. Although if I play it, it does make it more likely I can equip the helm, but... Yeah. I wonder what this is. Ah, okay. But see, thanks to Kaya, we don't... It doesn't bother us much. At all, actually. So... Yeah, okay. Kaya got us there. She is inexorable, after all. She is inexorable. Thank you, Baldric. I think she feels better. She's still asleep, but she felt better by the end of the day yesterday. This deck has definitely been better than I expected, which I'm okay with. Yeah, I mean, we managed to survive 2 sweepers in that game, which was pretty sweet. It is a little bit of a bummer that these both come into play tapped, but I think this is still a hand we keep. You know, we don't have a fast land, unfortunately. We have slow lands only. I don't even know if fast lands are in this cube, so it could be a ramp deck. Okay, drawing a swamp here was really good, because now we can actually, like, do things. Let's go the aggressive route. Let's play this Scrounger here. If we hadn't drawn another land, we would have had to just play this and play the Witch, which wouldn't have been nearly as good, obviously. So, yep, ramp it is. Okay, so we attack with our Scrounger. I think I want to play the Opportunist. We have 2 cards in our hand that combo really well with it. I could play Zealot and Witch. I guess that might just be better. It probably is, huh? Yeah. We'll just play Zealot. And the Witch. Good old Plains Fractal. So yeah, they're like a 5-color deck. They're probably... Or maybe running Oko or something like that. And or Field of the Dead. Field of the Dead is one of my favorite things to do in this format. We did already do it once, so I've scratched that itch this time with Cube. So if I get Opportunist and then play Bontu on a subsequent turn, that's always pretty cool. Okay. So... now, I think I'm pretty inclined to leave up Poison in the Cup, and actually, I can scry it. Playing the Opportunist here would be kind of nice because I could attack with my Scrounger and trade, but I don't really think we want to let this do its thing. Plus, I can blow up a land in the process. I guess it depends where they put the counters. They probably won't put it on the land now that I think about it. You know, I think just attacking with the Scrounger makes sense here. It's not like it can block anyway, so it's going to attack. Then, yeah, we'll foretell this. I doubt they put it on the Fractal, unfortunately. I would like it if they did, because then I could blow up their land. But yeah, they'll put it on that. And for now, at least, I think we just let that be the case. If blowing it up means they won't draw a card with this next turn, I think that's probably what we do. Also means we probably have a better attack, but yeah. Thank you for the follow, Mikey Ventu. Okay, so that may be what I want to blow up a little more. Lets them play multiple lands a turn, and they're not that far from the City's Blessing either. So I can't really do anything now about them drawing a card off of the first Heroan games, which is kind of sad for us. What are you going to do? Okay. So that will give them the City's Blessing. I would say the Sword Tooth is still probably our biggest concern. Yeah, attack us. I like that. It gives us a much better chance of cracking in for a bit here, at least. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and poison the cup on Sword Tooth. We get to Scry. Both of these are pretty appealing. Do I just want to draw both? I am going to play the Bontu and probably end up sacking both of these. So I'm going to end up drawing all of them anyway. So I think we're cool with that. So let's go to combat, swing in with our Scrounger again. I could even sack the Scrounger. That might be worth doing. I think keeping at least one other body on the board is probably worth it. If they block here, I mean, if they block here, we're ecstatic, frankly, but... So I hope they do. Because that thing could cause problems. Although, I guess both the creatures they have counters now, so... Alright, so let's play Bontu here. You know, I think Scrounger Witch kind of makes sense. I mean, not very likely the Scrounger can attack this next turn. And we can get it back pretty easily. I mean, the Witch will be in the graveyard with it. Yeah. Let's sack both of those. I don't hate drawing a land. It means we can double spell. Ooh. This is a pretty spicy card. Do I like it more than Bloodhunter Bat? This has reach, right? So probably. Probably I do, yeah. So they get to draw their cards, which sucks. There wasn't really anything we could do about it. Once they played a second big creature, it was like, great. Great, great, great. I'm actually not sure our opponent is like a ramp deck in a traditional sense. Probably about to slam something, but it seems more like they're kind of a mid-range deck. More than anything, like a black-green mid-range deck. Are they gonna not attack and leave up all their mana? That would be kind of scary. Okay. So they did find a thing to ramp into. And it is big and scary. And I don't currently have an answer for it. So... yeah. It says each other creature. Oh, it has Outlast already, I see. Hey! It's our Obliterator. That's an interesting one. Mostly because Kogla can't do a whole lot about it. I mean, he can, but you lose, like, all your permanents in the process. So not really. So that's what we're going to do now is get back the Scrounger and attack with our Obliterator. I mean, play our Obliterator. We're going to attack with God Eternal Bontu here. They can definitely set up a double block, but we don't care that much. I think just erasing the Primal Command seems pretty good. And then, yeah, we get back our Scrounger. And then we play Obliterator. So they can play Kogla and kill one of my creatures here. I'm guessing Bontu, because it's our scariest creature in a lot of ways. I mean, the Obliterator is scary too, but in a different way. Like, in a way where you don't want to be fighting it. You just need to use a straight kill spell on the Obliterator, or you're in trouble. You know, I guess it's not sorcery speed. It seems like most of these things are, but you're right. I could have left up the mana to bluff, at least. So here's Kogla. Punching Bontu in the face, I'm guessing. We do get it back, you know, sort of. So I'm not super broken up about it. The bad news is, every time this attacks, it can kill an artifact, so... Crystalline Giant and Curse of Leeches. It can kill that, too. Neither of them are very good right now, unfortunately, for us. Now that Kogla has joined the party. We do have a way to kill him. They actually have the mana, though, to return a human to make him indestructible, so we can't actually even kill him right now, which is not ideal. Okay. I think we go Ayara, Morbid Opportunist, and pass, unfortunately. Yeah. So the least they could do to our Obliterator is 6, for what that's worth. They'd have to sack 6 permanents, but given the board state, if my Obliterator goes down and they sack, like, all their lands, I think we'd probably lose. So, yeah. I don't think we want to attack just yet. We'll chip away at them a little bit here. Blocking with the Obliterator seems pretty good overall. Get rid of 7 permanents. And Kogla would be tapped. He's also going to kill our Scrounger, of course, but yeah. Yeah, we're kind of having to use the Obliterator defensively. Now that we can drain our opponent every turn and stuff. That, of course, makes me wish I'd attacked. But what are you going to do? We do get to draw a card here. We need to find an answer for Kogla when they don't have mana up to bounce a human to their hand. More or less. So, yeah, I mean, the way things panned out, being more aggressive with the Obliterator would have been good. So this won't do it. Unless they're tapped out. If they're tapped out, it'll do it. If they have 2 mana up, it won't. We do get Bantu back next turn, which is cool. So yeah, you're going to kill the Scrounger with that. And we're just going to take 7. Unfortunately, I'm sure they're leaving their mana up. I mean, why wouldn't they? I mean, if they decided to get really aggressive, I guess maybe they wouldn't, but that'd be a little crazy, I think. Does suck that they got Kogla of all things and we have an enchantment and an artifact in our hand. Oh, they did it. So we can actually kill Kogla. Now, the downside is we have to deal with the Chariot, but it is the slightly powered down version, at least. Okay. So we can get rid of Kogla now. I like that part. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and get rid of Kogla. Draws us a card. Too bad the Scrounger's not black, huh? That would have been cool in terms of Ayara, but what are you going to do? I guess we just play these 2 black 1-drops, drain their life a little bit. They're going to be able to copy a token and stuff here, which isn't awesome for us, but... yeah. You drop them to 9 here. So if nothing else, we can sack something to draw a card. I mean, I'm sure they're going to attack us here. I mean, they can crew the Chariot, and we don't block the Chariot very well, so... We don't block most of their stuff real well right now. That's one thing God Eternal Bantu will be good for. We can also finally play, like, Curse of Leeches and Crystalline Giant, now that Kogla's gone. There's a pretty good chance they can get him back, though. I don't know why else they would have tapped out. Because, yeah, but maybe not. They are in black-green, so Find or whatever. Like, there's a bunch of cards that get things back. Regrowth. Oh, God. That's in this format? Do they have all the swords in this format? Luckily, I mean, it's a good one, but it's a little less impressive than some of the others, especially when we're playing black, but... It's still pretty gross. I mean, it's still amazing. Instead of unbeatable, it's just amazing. Good old cubes. Yeah, it would make sense if it's the only one. I think, like, in a vacuum, it might just be the least powerful of the whole cycle, so... The funny thing is... They can't copy this token. Now, I guess they don't want to anyway. They just want to copy the 2/2. So, why would they copy a 1/1 token? Okay. So they make a copy here. So we're going to block with our Dusk Legion Zealot. And then we're going to tap that to sack the Dusk Legion Zealot, which draws us a card. And then we draw another card from Ayara's ability. And we take 4. Are we going to use this for reach again? It could happen. Do the last 2 damage with Sign and Blood. So they still have 2 mana up. War and Peace. War and Peace. I don't think that one's worse. I can't remember. It's the, like, life gain damage one, right? I mean, that one sees play in Legacy, while Sword of Body and Mind doesn't really. But it does depend kind of on the metagame in a lot of ways with those cards. That's for sure. Okay. So. Bantu? I think so. We have 7 mana, so we won't really be able to do anything else. We can make a zombie token, actually, which matters. But I still think it's what we want to do here. Play Bantu. I think we hold on to our creatures in this case. We kind of need the bodies, so I'm just going to lose a couple of lands. We can also get our Scrounger back, which matters a little too. Not a lot, but it does matter. Okay, so opponent is now at 8. We'll pass the turn. I think we probably want to make a zombie more, because the zombie's black and it'll drain them. And then we can block, and yeah. So that works out pretty well here. Can we kill them before they kill us? One of the downsides about being almost mono black is we have no ways to blow these up. Well, we can blow that up when it's a creature, I guess, but yeah. So Helm of the Host on Bantu is pretty spicy. We won't have the mana to do it all, of course, but it would be pretty spicy. Good old Gilded Goose. I have the art from the Secret Lair version behind me. It's a lot harder for them to bring the thunder now. Yeah, Anayara is also pretty nuts, that's true. So they're out of gas, which I think bodes pretty well for us here. Do they even bother attacking us? No. Alright, so we're going to Crypt Breaker here. Discard a Swamp. Drops them to 7. Do I want to sack it now to draw 2 cards? Probably. Okay. Feed the Swarm, huh? Oh, hello, Lurrus. What do we have in our graveyard? Many things. Okay. Three, 4, 5, 6. The funny thing is, like, this whole draft, we've never really had the time to play Feed the Swarm. And we're not going to this turn, I don't think. So I think Lurrus Crystalline Giant seems pretty good. Like, we could play out the Helm, but I think the Helm... I mean, is the Helm too slow is the question. Maybe it's not. I mean, it's not like they can attack us that effectively. They'd have to draw pretty well. They do have a Mind Stone, and they have a Scry. And if they play a creature, they get to draw another card. So they could draw well enough is the thing. And I think maybe it's just better to play out more bodies than anything else. I think we'll play Lurrus here. So the question here is whether it's going to be better to make a zombie token, and I think it probably is, than to do any of our other things, because the zombie will drain them. Yeah, so we'll pass the turn. We're not going to Lurrus anything this turn. They do have the ability to gain life, which I probably should have thought about. So they can put the sword on the Gilded Goose. I didn't really think about that. I probably should have killed that goose with Feed the Swarm. Definitely should have. Maybe they won't move the sword. I mean, it's not the end of the world if they do, except we'll be at 4 cards. That part's not so good. So, yeah, I definitely should have killed that thing with our Feed the Swarm when we had the chance. We don't have any reach or anything. The only good news is they will mill us, what, 10 cards? And that might make Lurrus do something pretty cool, but we're kind of in trouble now, since I'm not smart. So we'll take 2. Get milled here. Okay. There's Kaya. That would have been nice. So, we don't really want to draw cards anymore. I think we just make a zombie token here for the drain. Spicy. Okay. Well, we're gonna need to feed the swarm that goose. That much is clear. So these tokens are also colored, but I can actually do more with my mana right now if I don't make a token. But it is worth remembering they have a color, so. So yeah, then I think we go Knight of the Ebon Legion. Do we want to put the curse on them? I think it's just better to play Woe Strider. Drops them to 6. We have 3 cards left in our library. And we'll pass the turn. So I think next turn we'll probably be able to take them down between like an Alpha Strike and playing some things and Sign in Blood. Yeah, Bantu dying is kind of interesting. That's a good point. If I'd played the Helm on that turn where things were more chill, we would have won by now, so, you know. That's a thing. It's not a May effect on our Opportunist, which is a little annoying, but it can only happen once a turn at least. This thing has lifelink, unfortunately for us. So it will create problems for us to do lethal. Kind of forgot about it. Yeah, we're in some trouble here. If I had killed that goose, we'd be perfectly fine. That's true. Woe Strider can sack if they attack. But if I'm the one attacking them, which is probably what they're going to make me do, it doesn't work out very well for us. Do I have a way to drain them 6 life? Not really. Not quite. No way to make a token or anything here, right? Right. We could scry, but that would make us draw a card. I can't really draw Bantu forever because when one of my creatures dies, I draw a card. So it wouldn't work out that way, unfortunately. Okay. Why does Dusk Legion Zealot have to draw us a card? 5/7 mana. So I think maybe our best idea is going to be to play the Helm here and try to go off with Ayara on a subsequent turn. Oh yeah, sacking the Opportunist is a good idea. Yeah, let's do that. They get to draw a card off of it, which not ideal, but yeah. I should have sacked the Opportunist on their turn, maybe. Put that on the bottom. So yeah, so I think what we do here is we go Dread Wanderer. I don't really want to attack with Bantu. I mean, I can just draw him forever, like you said. So we'll just hold on to him until we reach that point. Play the Helm here. And end our turn. So, do I have a cheap black creature I can cast from my graveyard? Not right now, but I can sack one next turn and then recast it. Yeah. And that should give us enough to kill them with the... Because we'll equip the Helm to Ayara. That'll make a copy. That'll drain them for 2. Yeah, that'll drain them for 2. Then I'll play a cheap creature from my graveyard. Then I'll sign and blood them. So as long as we untap and they don't gain any life, I think we can win here. Yeah. I can also just make a 1/1 at the end of their turn, which will also be another life point drained. So, interesting. That's a problem. A big problem, in fact. Can't really do anything about it. Blue Kronos will be able to fight Ayara. Are we going to have to rely on Curse of Leeches? Maybe. Alright, so we're going to Crypt Breaker in response. Discard Crystalline... Yeah, discard Crystalline Giant. Drop them to 4. They draw a card. So he can still fight another thing. That being our last card is kind of a nightmare. Okay. What do we do here? I can't really mill them, no. I have to find a way to get in for 2 here. And I mean, Curse of Leeches will do it slowly. I could attack. What happens if I just swing out here? That's the question. Do I get in for 2, and then I sack whatever this blocks? So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have 8 blockers. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 attackers. That's not going to do it. Because they'll just take 1. So I think we're left with... He does have lifelink, but... Oh yeah, the Helm does give us another attacker. That is a good point. Interesting. I think we're going to go for it here. A second Menace attacker seems pretty good. If they have a way to stop this, it's not a disaster. They could fight him, I guess. Oh, no, they can't. And then we go to combat. We are not going to sack things. Yeah, and so whatever they block with the lifelinker, I'll just sacrifice. So they can fight one more thing, I guess, if they want to. Yeah, I think swinging out and Sign in Blood will do it. That's my hope here. So they didn't get an additional blocker, they just got a bigger one, and I think that's a good sign for us. Oh yeah, it's another creature, isn't it? Darn. I don't have a Yara still. Maybe they won't realize that. So far they haven't, so cross your fingers. There's enough going on that it's easy to overlook that, I think. Okay. So then we go Woe Strider, sack Luris. We don't even need to use Sign in Blood. That was crazy. Typical cube game, I guess. Here I thought it was going to be a mono black aggro deck, and this draft has taken like 3 hours or whatever. Not quite 3, but it's taken a while. So this will be our last game with it. Chat definitely helped me in that one. For sure. Right, good hand. Bantu has maybe been the MVP. Sort of feels that way. Nice. I guess Kaya's been pretty great, too. That card seems so good. So good. Alright, so we're gonna swing in here. Go up to 22, play Godless Shrine, pay 2 life. So I could play Lurrus for the aggro of it all. Obviously, he's better if you can play Lurrus and then also get a thing in the same turn. Yeah. With these 2 1-drops in play, I think I'm just going to play the Opportunist. I may regret that. I mean, we are up against a ramp deck, so... They're probably going to be able to get so big that we're going to wish we had played something more powerful. So I can kill Ren in 7, which is good. And actually, I can do a pretty good job of it now that I think about it. So I just kill this token for 1 mana. Yeah. Which also draws us a card, which is nice. And then you're going to attack that, and you 2 will attack them.
Even in defeat, we grow.
I think we do just slam Lurrus now. Next turn we can play God Eternal Bantu, draw some cards, and then probably sack something we can get back with Lurrus. I mean, we won't be able to do it in the same turn. We don't have that kind of mana, but... Okay. Ramping away. Ooh, Kaya's a nice pickup. Probably lets me kill almost anything that they play. Maybe not quite anything, but almost anything. Drop them to 7, and yeah, I think we just slam God Eternal Bantu here. And we don't really want to sack a land because we need to be able to play Kaya next turn. I think I'm going to sack Valentin. Maybe I just want to sack the Wanderer, though. Valentin does have Menace. Yeah, let's sack the Wanderer. Draws us 2 cards. Alright, well, Kaya the Inexorable doesn't completely solve this problem, but... it's pretty good. We play Kaya. Get rid of Tovolar's Huntmaster. Yeah. Alright, we got to 7 wins with this wacky thing. That's pretty fun. You know, this isn't really an archetype that people talk about when they talk about Arena Cube, but we did it with our mono black mid-range deck. With like, we had sort of some aggro elements, some sacrifice elements. It was a weird deck, but it performed well, that's for sure. Yeah, the last game was quick after all the others, that's for sure.